Hello Overwatch fans, my name is Spherno and welcome to the 2020 Community Overwatch Amateur Cup Week 2, Day 1. That is a mouthful and I hate having to say it every single time, but here we are. I'm joined by my good friend Pear.
Well, that's me, isn't it? Hello.
Awesome. And let's get this pre-show on the way. So let's take a look first at our map pool for today's games. We have Oasis on Control, Temple of Anubis for Assault, Route 66 for Escort, and Eichenwald for Hybrid.
This is a very interesting map pool, fair to say. Lots of diverse comps we played, and I'm looking forward to seeing the teams really getting their teeth into these.
Yeah, I agreed. This is the first time that we've seen these three maps being played. I believe, with the exception of Anubis, we saw Anubis being played last week. It was Washed Up versus Mental Feeders, I think, was the game that they played it on. But the rest of these maps are I believe these are their debut appearances in this tournament. So it should be a lot of fun to watch these teams go at it on these maps.
Yeah, getting excited over the debut of a map. What have our lives become, hey?
Hey, we're Overwatch casters. We got to find the joy in the little things, you know?
Do we, though? Do we really?
Yes, we do. So, Pear, I'm going to let you tackle the teams. Let's do team number 1. I don't know if you can see it or not. If you can't, let me know. I'll go for it.
I can't. I'm gonna lose.
All right, well, let's take a look at the Paradise Gladiators lineup first. We have Why Are You Running Anemones on DPS once again, Lenyen and Slater making up their tank line, Highline, and a new substitute, Audi, on support. So this is Audi's debut for the team on live stream covered matches. So it should be interesting to see how he plays around the rest of his team and how he works his support play to benefit his tanks and DPS and set up some of those awesome plays that we saw.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to seeing some good Overwatch, and I hope we'll get to see it here no matter the role we're seeing these people on.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go over to the second team of the game. We've got Jacob 1020 and Hero Gaming on DPS, Lucio and LFN on tank, and Burn and Yeeter on support. That is for the mental feeders. And this is very similar to the lineup we saw played last week. I don't think I remember seeing LFN playing. He might have. I'd have to go back and review the VOD. You know, that's just me forgetting things. But we did see Jacob come in as a support, or not a support, a tank sub last week, and that was interesting to watch. He played a lot of Wrecking Ball and Winston, I believe. So,
Yeah, playing a very, very aggressive off tank. I think from him, his Zarya was definitely stellar. It'll be good to see if he can channel that sort of prowess on DPS heroes this time round.
yeah, especially since he's got a new frontline to help him out. But that is going to be your pre-game setup brought to you by Spherno and Pear. And we're going to get all the players into the game and go on a quick break, and we will come back to you guys with Map 1 Oasis. See you guys then. Welcome back, guys. It is time to jump straight into the match between Mental Feeders and Paradise Gladiators. We're going over to Oasis. We're going to give the teams some time to pick out their characters. And after last week, Pear, what do you think we're going to see from our players?
I think a lot will have changed over this last week. They'll get more accustomed to this tournament style. We're going to be seeing a dive comp from the side of the Paradise Gladiators versus a Mental Feeders, I believe, running this more steady, stable comp.
Yeah, so Nemesis... Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Well, actually, I was going to make a comment, but no, Lenyen has already... I can't even say anything before they find a kill. I'm now trying to keep the rest of his team up as Lucio goes in a little bit more aggressive than he probably should. But he'll get out absolutely fine, and the point has already been flipped. Farah traded out the Baby Diva. Nemesis finding some value here of the sticky bombs of Echo's kits, but this will be a cap coming through with the side of Mental Feeders.
Yeah, and that was a very fast pushback from the side of the Mental Feeders. They had their goal, they went in, and the difference maker I think here is going to be watching Hero Gaming's Farah, which we know is really good after the game against Washed Up, versus Nemesis' Echo, who just went down, so he's not even going to get a chance to check it out.
Ooh, Hero Gaming going in aggressively with this Farah is now Lucio is going to try and clean up this last remaining it'll be LFN who gets the job done. And Hero Gaming is coming out nasty on this Farah.
He really is, but we know Hero Gaming's Farah is really good after last week's game against the Washed Up. I believe it was Washed Up they went against. And even though they took the loss in that match, Hero Gaming's Farah just looked like it was... okay, well... Oh, but the res... Perfect. Keep him in the fight.
Lucio's nearly got this shatter up. His shield's getting incredibly pressured, but LFN is finding the difference. He's making it. He's finding Oddie there on the flank. He gets rezzed up. In come 2 kills. The tank line decided now be the DPS for this round as Hero Gaming on that roll is going to start pressuring in towards the spawn. Is now Highline. Tail between his legs trying to make it back to the spawn but can't.
Yeah, and another, that was a really good engagement from the Paradise Gladiators. Like, I'm not going to lie, they had the plan, they almost pushed him back, but once the res came on to Hero Gaming, he was able to come back just as easily as he would have before. So now you've got 6 ults online for the Mental Feeders. The Gladiators can fight back a little bit with their 4, but honestly, I think that we're just going to see another hold this fight because you have so many ults.
Lano is in onto Lenyen. He does get flashed. He's going to go swinging. Grab is in from LFN, picks up several members, and now Lucio goes to work, starts swinging. Here again, uses the barrage to take out Slater, but the Echo, the duplicate is in from Nemesis on the right up, picks up a 3-man shatter. Huge ultimate coming out from him there as now they make their way towards the point, using the shield to stay nice and healthy, but it's Hero Gaming still in the sky and still finding work done. Takes out Oddie in the backline, that's his second of the fight. He's now looking for Slater, the Baby Diva falls, and this has crumbled to the hands of Hero Gaming. This now it's Lenyen versus the world, and Lenyen, he's been laid to rest. Hero Gaming with 4 kills.
That's so disappointing. I mean, Gladiators never even got a chance to step on that point. Mental Feeders held them in the doorway. They couldn't dash onto the point. They couldn't do anything. So, Mental Feeders are showing an early dominance here on their heroes, and I think it just has to do with the compositions that they're trying to run. You've got Echo versus the Farah, and in this matchup, the Nemesis' Echo just doesn't seem like it's doing too much versus Jacob and Hero Gaming picking them out of the sky. You've got the land dominance and you've got the sky dominance. And we're going to continue to see that. Of course, Hero Gaming's going over to the Hanzo, but there's still a lot you can do with the Hanzo and McCree duo. And Nemesis is bringing out the Mei, so they're going to try some crowd control. That's what it's looking like to me. They want to stop Mental Feeders dead in their tracks, try to split them off from the rest of their team.
So here again, it's a huge wall coming in, and now that will be Lucio falling almost instantly. Can barely even get a time to spectate him. As now Lenyen can go in aggressively. There's no right to counter him, but he does need to be careful. He is perilously mortal. He can now step back there. The fight has already been won, as now the side of Paradise Gladiators can start accruing their first percent of the map.
Yeah, and that was, again, really quick. We're seeing whatever team ends up getting the win on that fight. Oh no, they're coming back. Oh, and they're coming back swinging. Hero Gaming's going in. He's looking for a pick. Is he going to get it?
Rising from the ashes almost to the side of Mental Feeders, sorry. I'm going to get these confused. The end of times is now Highline. The last Lucio, the last man standing, and the last man to fall. It's going to be 19% accrued, but now Hero Gaming He's got the Dragon Strike, and LFN halfway to the ground, but this is a Paris corner, especially if he can find this head here. He does.
Oh, and the stagger, because now Paradise Gladiators has to wait just that many more seconds before they can re-engage, and meanwhile you've got a Dragon Strike that can split off your team when you finally do engage. So I'd love to see Hero Gaming use that to his advantage. It looks like he's not going to need to this fight, though.
This is sloppy coming through from the side of the Paradise Gladiators. They go in when they're down their diva. They don't find any value. Now Hero Gaming just goes back to pressuring this choke. They can't get to him safely. So they just have to sit and wait to fall into his crosshairs. He goes on an aggressive flank. Now, though, it's Lenyen being the aggressor. Lays down the shatter. Finds Hero Gaming. Takes him out. The carry is down, you could say. Is now he's going to go and swing again. But it's Jacob with the Deadeye. And Yeet uses the Nano Boost onto LFN. Max Charge is going to start doing some real damage. Blizzard is in, and so is the grab from LFN. The Dragon Strike is also in as Hero Gaming and LFN. They start to clean up. Slater loses his mech, and that is another fight won quickly.
Yeah, and they used a lot of ultimates. I'm not going to lie, they used quite a few ultimates to take that, but you've got the Earth Shatter, and in a fight where, they're doing really good at splitting the Gladiators' attention, all it takes is one good distraction from, Hero Gaming to pull the shield away, and Lucio can get that shatter in where he needs to. They're not even going to get a chance.
The shatter is big from Lucio. Gets frozen up, is cleansed that effect off by the bubble, but he's falling low irregardless. Bomb is in from Zeta. Not going to find anything, but Lucio falling is enough for him as Lenyen now starts to make his way back from Spore. Then he's trying to make some work done here as Bone can't keep Jacob alive. The May now starting to work around onto the Mercy. Doesn't find him, gets beamed down by LFN, who is on such high charge. He's hitting like an absolute train. As now it's Lucio falling next. LFN though has the grab. He can clutch this out, but can he? The rest of his team are falling around him. Nano is in from Yeeta. LFN, he chunks it down. He picks up 3. Can he do the damage that the shield just so awkward for him to work through? Hero Gaming, also still in the fight. He nearly has the Dragon Strike if he can be kept up. He's going to toss it out onto point as Lucio comes back in. Can Hero Gaming find this kill onto Highline? If he can, that'd be a huge pick. Lucio now stalling out the point for all he can as Hero Gaming does fall. Slater coming in to help out as Lucio. And speaking of Lucio, here is Lucio almost worked their parents. He's going to have to retreat. They build up to 99%, but Slater on a tear.
And all of a sudden, this fight should have been won. And now they're pushing back. The Gladiators coming out of nowhere in the final seconds of that match. I mean, all it took was the stall potential from, the May, and they managed to take back that point pretty convincingly. Nice job, guys. And they've built a steady ult charge so they can use that in their next fight. For example, using the shatter to split off your team.
Oh, that is a big shatter, as you said. Lucio fell almost instantly. The splitting power of Nemesis May coming through clutch there as Lucio gets separated off and finished off by the pin. But no ult's invested in that shatter off the table for the side of Gladiators. They've still got 3 or 4 to work with, and there's only 3 on the side of
especially since they saved the DPS ults, they didn't feel the need to use them. So now you've got a great zoning tool with the Deadeye, and you've got great crowd control with the Blizzard combined with the self-destruct. And is the self-destruct going to find anything? No,
no.
But it's fine because they still have the constant pressure with Adi's coalescence that they don't actually have to worry too much about pushing in too deep. Because the mental feeders already have to disengage thanks to the pressure coming out from the coalescence.
But now there's 90% left on the board. Can the side of mental feeders even get onto touch?
I think they could. I think if you throw they've got a tracer coming out here, so if they can get stalled, they can get the tracer out.
They get on. The Blizzard is in. A shatter laid in from Lutsu doesn't find anything. So what are you running? Picks up a couple.
Perfect Deadeye.
Oh, he's going to get the pin off as well. You love to see it if you're a Reinhardt player. As Lane definitely proving his mettle on this hero as now 99 to 99. Mental feeders have to take this to the 3rd round if they're to win this map.
Yeah, final score 90-90-99. Exactly what you want to hear in a game like this. The Paradise Gladiators showing that they're not ready to sit down and be done. They're starting to come back. They're ready to come back, and boy, are they going to.
It's a very impressive show, but now they're not going to be happy to know Hero Gaming is back on his Farah.
And this is the perfect map for it too, because you can get this. You can peek over those 2 top I don't know even know what you want to call them, the archways, I guess. You can poke over those or peek over those with the Pharah and get some pretty good picks early on. And it doesn't look like the Gladiators are changing to anything different, but thankfully they do have the McCree able to deal with the Pharah and the May to deal with the McCree. So I think the Gladiators look like they're running just a pretty superior comp right now, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe the technical skill could have something to do with that, and the mental feeders could just make it work. We're gonna have to see.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it for the side of the Gladiators. Now, Hero Gaming trying to break some legs with these rockets. He spots Oddie's been left, but that is a great sleep coming in.
Ooh, that was beautiful!
Lane goes in aggressive, they spin off LFN, he's falling incredibly low, and Lucio is the first to die. No main tank, no real chance of any staying power. Hero Gaming spamming in all the damage he can with these rockets to build up this barrage, but no such joy as the point is going to be capped by the Paradise Gladiators.
Yeah, because without a main tank, the rest of his team had to retreat, even if he didn't necessarily have to. So he was kind of poking in the damage, but there was nobody else to capitalize on the weakened Gladiators.
Hero Gaming still poking him from this side angle. I apologise if this seems to be your own perspective, but I'm not very good at this observing thing. And Lenyen is very good at finishing off Zarya's, though. So we're going to get the final blow, and that's the right hut down from Lucio finishing off with the fire strike. He gets boot out the way though. Beaters later from Highline, but it gets cancelled. They get absolutely no drive for it as Lucio now goes in swinging on them and knees. Slater answers back though. He can do some work from the high ground with these fusion cannons. Going in onto the back line of the side of mental feeders. Why are you running with the Deadeye looking to get something done, but it's slept out of it. Now Jacob on an aggressive flank with the Peacekeeper looking for Lenyen. He's ready to let down his shield, but the wall is big and the shatter is bigger. Lenyen picking up two. LFN falls, and whilst Jacob does use the Deadeye, he's going to find no love from that one as he gets felt by Why You Run. He picks up a triple at the end of that fight.
Yeah, that was such a long fight. Like, for the longest time, there was no way you could tell actually who was coming out on top of that, but once the picks started coming in, the Gladiators managed to capitalize really well. And coming into this next fight, you've got a Nano, you've got a Self-Destruct, and you've got the Blizzard for the Gladiators. So they've got really good crowd control ultimates, and they can also Nano Lenyen and get some ult charge off of that, but I think they might hold on to it for now.
Lenyen's just gonna clean up with this hammer here as 4 kills are now in for the side of Paradise Gladiators. And where has it gone wrong for the side of Mental Feeders? They were so dominant on City Centre. I don't know if that's even a word, but
Dominant?
Dominant.
Learn your vowels, Pear.
I've learned that I'm just not very good at using them. Can they even tag in? Burn's going to just tumble off the side, and there's
there's no time. They couldn't get the Lucio there. Well,
that is what I like to call the textbook C9.
Yeah, that first round looking like kind of a fluke, maybe, because the Gladiators just weren't having it afterwards. They came back strong. They adapted. They changed their composition the way they needed to, and it made all the difference for them. So we're going to cut to a quick break and let Pear bring our players into our second map on Temple of Anubis. We'll be right back. All right, Overwatch fans, we are back in the game for Map 2 with a really fairly convincing win from the Paradise Gladiators, especially in those last two maps. I was pretty impressed by that, and I'm excited to see how they continue that snowball into the second map.
As am I, but we're going to be seeing them on defense first. It's whether they can keep out the advance of the mental feeders for long enough to take the reins in this series.
Yeah, completely agree with that. So let's get straight into it. Let's take a look at what we've got. That is not... All right, we're experiencing some technical difficulties.
It's our trademark here. So
It's our trademark, Fruit Bowl Cast trademark. Technical difficulties are our middle name, but we're going to get them sorted out right now and get you guys right back into the action with Anubis. Paradise Gladiators on defense first. And yeah, I was just about to take a look at their compositions they're running here. Both teams bringing out the Echo. We're going to see an Echo mirror match. I think these are the first two teams to run an Echo mirror match and try that out. But we've also got Ash being run from Why Are You Running, and Slater on the Roadhog. I never thought that's a sentence I'd say after season like 10, but yeah, Roadhog being used for a competitive fight.
Why Are You Running? Just trying to take these long sight lines where the Ash really starts to excel. Now Lucio, he's going aggressively. Can't really make too much progress. He can't step forward without taking a lot of damage. He gets hit by the sticky bombs and he nearly falls. Nemeny's enjoying the time of his life, just peppering in damage, but it's Jacob who makes the first run down into this fight. But Nemeny's goes in onto the backline, onto Yeeta, but it's LFN finding all the joy he wants on the point as Slater now needs to take a breather just to try and survive. Nemeny's finally gets his prey. Slater also gets a kill, but it's going to be too late as now the side of mental feeders can cap point A.
Yeah, Nemeny's looking like he was just a bit concerned with the Ana there. He spent way too much time trying to track down the support instead of supporting his own team, and that left the Gladiators wide open to be picked down relatively quickly.
He does have this duplicate online way before Jacob does, though, so this could be a one fight, especially if he gets it onto Lutzio's Reinhardt. That's going to do all the good in the world. The Nanoblade is also online. There's no beat to counter as Highline has just switched over onto Lucio. Lucio goes in swinging again, getting very aggressively, and the Nanoblade is in. Jacob is the first to find the kill, as Lucio, he gets one himself. It's Nemeny's and Slater really starting to answer it back as Nemeny's. He's got a blade of his own.
Oh,
why shouldn't he?
That's perfect. That was a great engagement for the Gladiators, actually. They came away with that with all of the benefits that they could have wanted and none of the downfalls of an engagement with Echo. I mean, Genji isn't a hero we see duplicated all that often, especially not in competitive, like higher level competitive Overwatch. But I guess that's some of the benefits of watching these guys play, not watching Overwatch League, is that you get to see them do these crazy things like duplicating a Genji.
Yep. And now Jacob's got his online. If you look at Highland, though, he's going to have his beat for the time the next Nanoblade is ready. So this will work out in the long run. As Jacob flies up, who's looking to duplicate? It's the Jacob Reinhardt in. The beat is laid in as well. Jacob starts to go swinging. Lenyen has to be so careful. He manages to get the block off on the shatter, but he can't block Lutzio's. He picks up
no.
three. And now Lenyen falls burn, picking up two final blows. Who is this man and why is he red at Lucio in our tournament game? As now Lucio, he's going to finish off Slater. And now this is the point. Really starting to get some heavy progress made as it's a team kill coming through. Can Lenyen get back into touch? The answer is no.
No, he cannot. And that is going to be the first round. Going over to the mental feeders in only 3 team fights. They won the first one, lost the second, and then came back really quickly and really confidently for that final fight. And they couldn't actually get onto touch, so there's a very large time bank to compete with if they manage to take it to extra rounds. For all we know, we could see mental feeders hold off on Temple of Anubis. I mean, I believe the last time we saw Temple played, mental feeders managed to take it. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they did manage to get that.
I think it was washed up. I think washed up.
I think it might have been. I haven't watched that.
The mental feeders won Li Zhang.
Oh yeah.
And then what the next 3, yeah. But ignore our trip down memory lane as we're going to be seeing a Junkrat Ash composition coming out for the side of Mental Feeders. An interesting DPS combo.
Yeah, definitely an interesting combo. The legs and Farah on the other side, looking like they're going to try to match that.
Oh, dive.
Okay, full dive then. Go for it. I mean, I want to see it work. Mental Feeders, of course, are going to try to run like a counter dive kind of thing with the Junkrat. They're going to try to stop the dive before it happens if they can.
Do you want to be playing dive into this though?
No, you really don't.
Like Junkrat thrives in the sort of chaos he can spread, and with dive he can just hold down M1 and look wherever he pleases and end up getting value as no one can step out of these little areas here. Nemesis is trying to get some poke damage done, but if he stays out for too long he'll get found out. Junkrat is absolutely hunting down, but it's a big booping coming in from the side of Lenyen. Does get stunned up though, but it's LFN making a difference again. Nemesis falling. Lenyen now going in onto Yeeter in the backline, but Hero Gaming starting to get some big work done on the Junkrat. Just spreading these grenades everywhere. If he can see someone there, he'll just throw them. He loses nothing by shooting them. He'll gain a lot of ult charge in the long run as they're incredibly hard to dodge occasionally, but it's why you're running. He's going to take out Lucio, and if side Paradise Gladiators quick enough, they could use this as a pick, but the Tracer falling is not optimal, especially with the res coming in as well.
Yeah, so Nemesis, that was a really great engagement from the Gladiators. They could have had that, but Nemesis decided to dive into that backline without really anything to back him up. There was no support, there was no tanks there, so that ended up costing them that fight really early on. Oh, and it finds two. And another push is stopped dead in its tracks.
Lucio got raised up just here and then died instantly. Paradise Gladiators dove in, and then we're met by a rip touch. It's never a nice thing to walk into.
No, it isn't. But we can confidently agree that Mental Feeders are going to have a really large time bank should Paradise Gladiators finally be able to break through and take it to extra rounds. But it doesn't look like that might happen.
He's a nano boost onto Slater's Winston, and while Urani does get some wind up the possum, it's a high line. He's starting to get some work really done as Lenyen drops in the concussive mines. Nemesis answering onto Burn. Beat is in as well. This is a big commit, and they are going to start winning it. Lucio, though, does have banana boost, doesn't want to die anytime soon, but perhaps he should, as Lenyen proving he is the superior main tank. LFN causes a little bit of trouble, but at long last, the point is cracked open by the Paradise Gladiators.
All remaining members choosing to back away from the point rather than get themselves staggered out, and they're going to just let the Gladiators come straight for point B. Now, there's honestly not, from what I'm looking at the clocks, especially after a pick like that, the Gladiators cannot match the time bank even if they wanted to now. That was such a devastating early pick. The dive here is just extremely squishy and really hard to sustain in the long run.
That is how a Junkrat fluxes in from LFN. He is low whilst using it. It's going to get negated as later finishes him off, but kills have already come through. Hero Games doing so much damage on this Junkrat. I mean, you really got to consider running a D.Va just to mitigate the amount of damage these grenades do.
Yeah,
they're not going to be hitting you.
Yeah, exactly. They have to find a way to counter this Junkrat. I mean, they need to find a better solution for the Junkrat because there's really nothing stopping him. Solution. Maybe the Nanoblade.
Could get some
it gets Jacob. And LFN's next.
Nemesis go for next. Trying to go on the right hand side, that's less than optimal as he kills off Eater, and then he'll get the dash onto Lucio. Nemesis showing up big on 9 HP here, but Hero Gaming is being kept alive by his Mercy. Not really, as soon as I go to his burn, he's going to get found out too. Dancing around on point for all that he is worth. LFN's turn to step up is now. He's got 2 low members in front of him, but needs to get on the point. He steps on, he's on 97 health, goes up to the corner just to try and stall, but loses the mech instantly, and then he loses his life eventually. Slater now going in onto Hero Gaming, finding him, does hold incredible. Nano is in just to save the time healing ray and keep him nice and sustainable. He's got the Primal Rage, and that will be completion coming through.
Yeah, unfortunately, after the Paradise Gladiators won that initial engagement and we saw them, basically wipe the team, there was really no hope for them to come back realistically, simply because Mental Feeders started swapping off. They started going for stall heroes instead of genuine, like, we're going to go out there and win with a clean engagement. They were just trying to make some kind of stall in those last few moments, and it didn't really work out for them because they just kept getting staggered one right after the other.
But they did get some more time off the clock whilst doing so, and now we need to run it back.
Yeah.
The Paradise Gladiators need to get as far through these points as they can.
Yeah, so both teams losing a minute of time in this push. Mental Feeders down to 3 minutes when it's finally time for them to make the attack. But the Mental Feeders did a really good job of holding the Gladiators in the first place, so they could easily do it again, especially with Nemesis bringing... Okay, we've got Widowmaker, Echo. What are they going for here?
I don't know, but what they're not going to be...
No, go ahead.
No, it's Dive. They've switched it up to Dive.
Okay, well...
It's Hero Gaming on Farah.
Yeah, but it's Dive with a Widow Echo. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't even know what to say about it, because I've never seen that composition run before. Maybe that's just me.
Widowmaker can work. She's going to try and... If Widow can get a pick off, the Dive will be so much more fruitful.
Yeah, but they're putting all of their eggs in the why are you running Widow basket, and hoping that it works, and it looks like it's not going to, because Lenyen goes down, but the kill trades are coming through. Who's going to come out on top?
Down the side of the Gladiators, though. LFN does get stepped up, but they're not going to be able to kill him off here. He gets the nade, and he's going to stay nice and healthy, and the res is in onto Jacob. And now, Mental Feeders, they can consolidate, they can stabilize, and they can maybe kill the Widow for while you're running. He does get out of a sliver of HP, though, as now Lenyen is over onto the Reinhardt.
Yeah, you notice that very last-minute tactic. They said, oh, we need a couple seconds to regroup, just throw LFN at him. Because he's got the self-heal, he's got a ton of health. He's such a sustainable hero just by himself, so all they really had to do was just kind of throw him at the Gladiators and stall them out just that much longer.
Nemesis is in the backline, trades out for Hero Gaming, but Burns got that resurrect.
And that's going to negate everything Nemesis just did.
Oh, will it though, as Why You Running takes off Burns' head with a clean headshot. Now Hero Gaming in on the backline of Paradise Gladiators, wants to get some work done, but can't hit Oddie for his life. Oddie then gets a nano boost over onto Lane, who's going to start swinging for the hills, goes in with the pin, goes in with the hammer. He's going to pick up 2 in quick succession. LFN stalling with the last of his might, as now finally the point is captured. And there'll be about 40 seconds on the clock for them to try and take B.
And a beautiful use of that small room, trapping them in there, giving them no place to go, especially when all it was an Ana and a McCree. Like, that was not much that they could do to defend themselves when you've got a crazy Lenyen swinging in your face.
Crazy Lenyen is indeed very crazy. As Nemesis is 70 to just duplicate, they can get 2 Reinhardts going here and then have 2 shots for this fight, and that could be brutal. The Mental Feeders, they go in aggressive, they don't have time to waste, and Hero Gaming, he had his life to waste. Jacob now uses the Deadeye trying to stall a point, but he's been killed by Why Are You Running, who's just sitting up on this perch. You can see LFN, that's a big shot in from Lenyen. Picks up 2 kills with his charge. Yeeta now going to fall on the point. 6 seconds left. They're not going to be able to finish this with time left. It's going to be an overtime finish for them, but it's better than no finishes. Hero Gaming, he gets found out almost instantly, and Lenyen goes in with the pin. Now goes in with the hammer. This man needs to calm down. He is just swinging for the hills, and he's getting value. As now Yeeta steps up to die.
Oh,
Overtime
wow.
Finish nonetheless.
Yeah, so now all Mental Feeders have to do is finish the map within the 3 minutes that they're given, and maybe potentially leave a little bit more time left over so that they can attempt another push at a separate time. I think that's kind of what their win condition is here, is to take both points and still have time left over.
If they finish with more than a minute on the clock, it means the worst they can do is draw the game. If they finish with under a minute, then each team will get a minute buffed up. So the side of Paradise Gladiators finished under a minute.
Yeah.
So,
and this is the first game in our group. I think we're doing Group 1. This is the first time that we've actually had to consider the possibility of a draw on a map, which just goes to show you how two-sided this game really is, how evenly matched both of these teams are, to keep each other both on their toes.
I like the phrase two-sided. I'm going to use that one.
I'm seeing somebody thinks that Jacob is carrying the feeders, and maybe I could see that. I think Jacob, depending on the heroes he chooses, he could carry depending on the heroes that he chooses. So, I mean, maybe The Genji, maybe not the best choice specifically for what they're playing into with the Widow Echo. I mean, maybe you can dive on the Widow, try to get a good pick on her, but the Nemesis is going to shoot you out of the sky, so...
And
Yes.
Jacob's going far left.
So to answer your question, Rain at ATV, Jacob is very good under certain circumstances. He just needs his team to set him up, and he might have a chance of getting some good plays.
He's good, but he's no sailboat. Now here again, do some pressuring in. It's Nemesis finding the first kill onto Lucio, but there is the Hanzo. First side of a mental fetus, but still Nemesis is alive. When Nemesis is alive, there's always a chance, but he's no longer alive. Getting finished off there, and Hero Gaming's now got this little high ground perch to fire in on Lenyen. LFN completes the pincer movement as now Hero Gaming goes in aggressive with the Hanzo. Needs to get some work done, if any.
He's going in, but there's not much there to back him up. Yeah, I mean, it's Hero Gaming pushing into 5 members of the Paradise Gladiators, now 3, and they're dropping. And my counter is going down slowly but surely.
LFN with a good few final blows there. Now there's going to be really nearly 5 ults online for this point B push.
Yeah, and not just that, but they're going to have, 2.5 minutes to push this? I believe it's going to be, 2 minutes 20, so that extra 10 seconds they needed, but that's still a lot of time. They took the first point in, no time at all, so the second point shouldn't be that much harder.
While you're running has
he's setting up. He's setting up. He's looking for it. Oh, and doesn't manage to get the pick. And now his sightline is completely destroyed.
Dragon is in from Hero Gaming, trying to split up the members of Paradise Gladiators, but with their spawn being so much closer, I don't think this fight is going to go well for Mental Feeders.
Yeah, it really looks like it's heading that way, and I think, okay, Paradise Gladiators we should start to see them swap heroes. They're starting to go for stall heroes as much as they can, if they can't stabilize, but it looks like they're going to get a chance to stabilize. Good.
Yeah, which means it seems unlikely we'll be seeing a finish that is with more than a minute, which means we'll probably have more rounds of Anubis to give you, which is fantastic.
Yeah, more rounds. Precisely what we all wanted.
Oh,
that was perfect. That was insane.
In from LFN, right over the top, but finds nothing. 2 shields completely negating that. Nanoblade is in as Jacob is looking for some damage here. He sees Slater, but he gets caught out by his flux. He's not going to fall to it, though, only taking 50 damage off the full, but Nemesis, he's got a blade and his is better. Duplicating the Genji again, and then finds more value. Now 50 seconds left for Mental Feeders.
Yeah, the Gladiators, what is the diva doing? Is she trying? Oh, no, Lenyen out of nowhere from right behind him. That was beautiful. From right behind her.
LFN gets slept as well, and Lenyen just teabags for the hills.
Oh, and now LFN is not here for this engagement, but, the Mental Feeders, they have to engage. They have to go for it, because they only have 30 seconds to make a move. So, are they going to wait for LFN? I think they are.
They can afford to. He's here now.
Okay, good. So they had just enough time, so now they have to rush the point and have a good engagement because they're going to be pushing it in overtime, meaning that they're going to draw the map no matter what. They either draw or they lose.
Now then, Lenyen goes in swinging Nemesis, though he's doing all the damage his team needs. He picks up a couple of final blows in this fight. Jacob's going to perish as well, and LFN dies a lot quicker this time, and the Paradise Gladiators go 2-up in the series.
Just keep Nemesis on that Echo. That is she's such a hard carry, specifically because of Echo's kit being so overpowered. Right now, they haven't updated it, but, what are you going to do, right? But because her kit is so overpowered, she can do so much. And in the end, if you have a good Echo player like Nemesis looks to be, then you're gonna have some pretty good engagements. And the rest of her team is setting her up really well. I mean, you've got the Reinhardt from Lenyen making the really aggressive pushes. I'm trying to pull players out where I can. Who else? Who else was on that team, Pear? Back me up here. Help me out here.
Just Lenyen, really. It was just 6 Lenyens and a sailboat.
Just 6 Lenyens and a sailboat. Okay, well. But how's it 6 Lenyens and a sailboat? That's 7 players.
Mitosis.
Okay. I mean, I completely agree with you there, but we are going to go to a very quick break before we can get into Map 3, I believe we're going to Route 66 for an escort map. See you guys in a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our players are selecting their heroes, but we are going to be getting straight into Map 3, Route 66 in just a second. So, Pear, let's go ahead and recap that second map there. That was quite the ordeal.
It was. We saw both teams with good attack and good defense, but Paradise Gladiators managed to triumph in the long run, and they'll be attacking first on Route 66.
Yeah, and it looks like it's Nemesis that's really pulling a lot of the weight here, especially with her, whatever, Echo's a she. The dominant Echo play. That's what I'm going to give them some credit on. And of course, you've got Lenyen making crazy pushes in the beginning. Highline and Yeeter. No, not Yeeter. Highline and... I forgot who the other support is. Please end me right now. Audi, Highline and Audi are providing extremely good support where they need to.
Yeah, so, we're going to be seeing Paradise Gladiators on a bunker-style comp with the Orisa shield, keep them nice and protected. It's going to be switched to Ryan Diva almost immediately, though, as they see the Echo they have to respect from Jacob. It's weird to see that Jacob on the Echo, and Hero Gaming this time is taking up the hit scan role.
Right. And a few more technical difficulties, but we got them sorted out pretty quickly, and we're right here on the gas station, it looks like.
Yeah,
where all good Echoes should play.
Pummeling in the damage with these left clicks, doing so much work. Memory's not finding quite as much joy, but he can now take to the skies and put down sticky bombs. He's going to find LFN. Now, there's a big pick off him at the start of the fight, as now Jacob has to go and aggress on the backline to try and equalise, but Nemesis has got his beam on you, and you don't last too much longer when that happens. Lucio as well is going incredibly low, 7 health and a dream. Drops the shield and then drops his life as why you're running, taking up the Peacekeeper, but he knows none of it. LFN ends up finishing himself off there. The right click is now 5.5 minutes. A big time bank coming through.
Yeah, and I love Lenyen's go-get-'em attitude. Like, I can't hear them, but I can tell what he's thinking and yelling to his team. He's like, I've got this, because every time we see him, he's just bouncing into the back line going for him. He's just bouncing forward, not a care in the world. He's playing some pretty good Reinhardt, if I do say so myself. This is coming from somebody who's never played a day of Reinhardt in his life, though. So.
Lenyen is above our mortal beliefs. They did get off onto why you're running at the end of that fight. So they've got slight... Duplicate is online. He could try and take Lenyen's Reinhardt from him. He's looking to do just that. I'm pretty sure Nano Boost is in onto Lenyen. He goes to the 360 shatter and gets it. Massive value coming in from the Reinhardt. as now Jacob's Echo is going to fall.
Yeah.
And Lenyen, go into your backline.
Oh, he's looking for that Ana, and he did find it. But okay, so now mental feeders are coming into this fight with 3 ults online. And the specific ones I want to take a look at is Yeeter's Nano Boost and McCree's Deadeye. You've got the Electric Cowboy. If they can get a good sightline for Hero Gaming, they could potentially use it in that way. Otherwise, that Nano Boost is probably going on to Lucio, who's no longer alive. Hush my mouth.
Well, kept as well. I mean,
Okay.
Matters LFN's losing his mech, and Lenyen, where is he going? Why is he here?
This is so fast. 5.5 minutes to push to point C. Have we seen a time bank that large on Route 66 before?
It's incredible. There's barely any slowing of the progress coming through.
It hasn't slowed nearly at all. Now, Paradise Gladiators also have a huge ult advantage. You've got the beat drop compared to no support ult that's even close to something like that, and your nano boost from Adi, so they've got a lot to work with. Nemesis is going for the Rhine. Let's see if he finds value with it.
Got Shatter online. He shatters Hero Gaming out of the Deadeye and then finishes him off with
Oh, wow! That's like
beat in response.
500 IQ gameplay.
Now why you only get slept out of his Deadeye. This does look like the fight is going to be won, though, at long last. It's going to be Mental Feeders picking up a victory. Just a team fight. Route 66 is taking them all the way to point C.
That was... I mean, I'm speechless. You can tell because I haven't jumped in yet. Is that... I mean, that was a crazy engagement. I think I blacked out like halfway through it because I was just stuck on Nemesis shattering Hero Gaming out of the Deadeye. Like, I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming at all.
Well, speaking of shatters, Lenyen has got one, and when Lenyen's got a shatter, anything could happen. Could be big, could get all 6, could just get a nano-boosted Reinhardt and still call it value. He's now going aggressive, looking to get it down.
He's waiting for the shield drop.
He does
oh, man!
Let Hero Gaming play the game. Jacob now echoes onto the Reinhardt, but Lane's already found 2. His shatter could help equalise, picking up Zeta's mech. Nanoboost is in onto Zeta, though he's going to stay nice and healthy. Gets stunned out of a second shatter, and now Flight Simulator is in from the Diva. Jacob falls while you're only finishing him off, and now Yeeta. It was nice to meet you, Yeeta, but we'll see you later. As now Lucio's going to fall. Hero Gaming trying to make a difference on the payload, but LFN is now the last thing standing between victory and defeat. And why are you running? He's telling them exactly why they should be, as he is going ham on this McCree. Doomfist is now with the nano boost from Jacob, but he can't get in touch. Zeta's bomb zones him off the point.
They couldn't do anything about why are you running. He got the sight line, he was up on that high ground, and he had free reign. Like, there was nothing that they could do about it. They couldn't challenge him because they were too busy dealing with the rest of the team. And, I mean, that was so fast. They have 3.5 minutes if they're forced into more rounds, but the way that the Gladiators are playing, I'm putting my money on a full hold. I will put my money where my mouth is and bet on a full hold right now.
I don't know. It's hard to tell what to expect from Mental Feeders. We saw round 1 of Oasis, they just stomped Gladiators into the dust.
That's true, but I feel like that's the only time that they've actually looked like super confident and had these really intense footholds. Like, Paradise Gladiators, you saw like they were kind of shaky on map 1. They started coming into their own on map 2, and now that we're after halftime, like post halftime, they've gotten a few seconds to chat some things out. I'm fully confident that they have found where they want to be. They found their game plan, and they looked so confident. So I don't see them dropping that now. I see them instead probably pushing the mental feeders back enough to stop this hold.
Yeah, if they can play like they did in Oasis, there is hope for them, but they're just not recapturing that sort of form as...
No, they've slowly deteriorated. They've slowly fallen apart. It's kind of sad to see, but okay, they're not going to contest at the payload to start off.
Dive comp is in from the side of the mental feeders. Now, why are you running? He's going to have a hard time. Dive maybe focusing him down, so he's going to play back, not give Lucio an angle to jump. Jump in, he does, and boot back. Brilliant use of the boosters by Slater, as now he sees a Widowmaker. And why are you running? You better start. Too slow, though, as Lucio's going to take you out. Lenyen does get slept up. A highline boops Yeeta off the map. Lenyen gets the pin onto LFN's mech, but the Diva has already lost that one by the time the charge actually comes through. Now it's just going to go in swinging. He's probably not going to find any difference, but any percent towards his ult is good as now Jacob, he's going to start to clean up 3 final blows for him. Has he got any more on the tank? Probably, but there's no one left for him to slay.
That was such a back and forth fight there at the beginning. At first we thought Feeders had it, and then the Gladiators had it, and now the Feeders have finally come out on top. But this is the exact composition that the Gladiators beat the Feeders with on Anubis. So they know it works. So if they can keep running it the way they need to, get Widowmaker in those sight lines, then they should have no problem. But it looks like Mental Feeder's not even going to give them a chance to set up where they want to.
No, that is very much the equivalent of a steamroller driving through your team. It's gone dead in an instant. They barely get any stall on this point, and it's only 5 minutes on the clock. There was more on the clock when the Gladiators attacked, but this is what you need if you're the side of the Mental Feeders.
Yeah, it really is. They need that confidence boost now. They're a minute down from what they could have been, what the Gladiators were. They're a minute down comparatively in progress. But that's why Hero Gaming on the payload? They're running the Hanzo with the payload. Okay. You do you, I guess.
Sniper for a reason as now LFN challenges up. It's a shatter in from Lenyen. Does he find anyone? Finds a few members. Lucio is antied and low. Why are you running? He's going to finish that one off as Slater then picks up some slack with the self-destruct. Why are you running again? And LFN is going to get staggered out another time.
And Hero Gaming is finally making the swap over to the Echo. He's decided, it's time. I need to start matching Nemesis in the sky. Because if you don't pressure Nemesis, he's getting so much value with the Echo. There's absolutely no doubt that he's probably getting the most value out of these fights. You can see his ult is charging up so fast. So they're swapping over to counter him, but he's so far behind in ult charge because of it.
Lenyen nearly falls already, blocks self-destruct, but he's just absolutely useless in these fights. The fight is above him and around him, and he can't shield at all. Lucio, though, he could use some shielding bits. The Nano Blade in from Jacob picks up 2 before he even gets him. He'll take a third. LFN, he's on his team. He's not going to be killing him, but Slater, he probably will finish off just to leave the baby Diva. Brutal.
All right.
Still coming in. Lenyen.
They're going to try to stall one more time, which is good on them. They have to. Their Gladiators need to stop Feeders from taking any more time up on them.
Absolutely. Every second they get off the payload is good news for them. However, they're going to get another chance to fight this. They can take many more off as Highlander makes the swap onto the Brigitte.
All right, Hero Gaming is going to try to cut these guys off at the choke point. He's just going to try to poke into the choke point, try to give them a little bit of danger. And Nemesis is gone.
This damage in Hero Gaming here to do Lenyen's job, but he's going to get booped off. But they just walk into him. They fall off the high ground, and now Hero Gaming trying to prove that he's a better Reinhardt than Lenyen.
Ooh, that was perfect.
This is giving me goosebumps, I'll be honest. The bomb is dumped in from Zeta at the death. Oddly does finish off Hero Gaming, but then Jacob just going to start cleaning up everyone left alive, and that's going to be point captured. But it'll be hard pressed to do it quicker than the Paradise Gladiators did.
Yeah, because they're down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I think we can both agree that they're not going to finish with the same time in the bank, but the way that they're playing, they still have a possibility of finishing with enough time in the bank to afford another try.
Yeah,
they just have to play all their cards right.
2 teams that can attack and can't really defend. Lenyen with a big shatter that picks up 2. He's anti, so can't capitalise the most of it, but Nemesis always will. But it's the blade in from Jacob. He gets the nano. He gets 1. He's going to get 3 there. 4. Jacob, do you have anyone left for you to kill? Slater's the last man standing, and he better get finished off by Jacob's Genji. He does. 5 kills.
And everything going perfectly in favor of the Mental Feeders. Now, they just have to keep pushing. They have to make it to the end with at least a minute left. They have to make it with at least a minute in order to realistically have another chance to push, comparatively with the Gladiators. So they're looking to get some good engagements.
Deadeye in as well as adaptive circuits. The duplicate coming in. Nemesis doesn't get any value, and it's Mental Feeders that are getting the best out of these exchanges. LFN takes out YU running, and now Nemesis flees for his life, but Jacob pounding him down to the ends of this earth to try and finish off the Echo.
Yeah, Nemesis just looks like he's playing too far separated from his team. Like, he's never with his team. Oh, they're coming back with the kills. The DPS are starting to pop off.
Slater with a
Wow.
big grab, and Len's going to pick up 2 final blows in there, but he didn't need the grab to get those. We know he's more than capable, as Lenyen is the greatest Reinhardt to ever grace this game. I've been paid a shocking amount of money to say that, though. So.
Is he sponsoring us? Do I have to say like Game Break sponsored by Lenyen from now on?
Legend, Raid Shadow
Raid Shadow Legends? Oh no.
Him duplicates the Reinhardt. He's got the shatter already. He's going to chop it down, and how did Lenyen block that?
Wow.
He's coming from a mile away of the way he hopped, and now he's going to lose the duplicate form. Lenyen, anything you can do, I can do better, he says. He's going to lay down 3 members of Mental Feeder, and now just the supports remain.
That was an insane shatter. A 3-man shatter. I know we're pumping up Lenyen a bunch. We're missing the rest of his team, Pear. We've got the incredible support line of Highline and Audi. I've been watching them this time as a fellow support player. You guys are playing just as good.
Slater picks off Hero Gaming there with the beam, and now he can go in aggressively. All he wants, he's going to have the grab up again nearly. The Nano Blade is in from Jacob, but he's going to get stunned, and this time he's not going to have the 5k he wants. Now Slater has another grab. He just used it in the last fight.
Yeah, the Gladiators are suddenly waking up. They know what they're doing now. They have a plan. They made some swaps, and now they've got 6 ults. They're going to have 6 ults online this fight. Compared to Mental Feeder's, what, none? 1?
And he just goes in swinging. And
Lenyen, you madman.
Slater sets him up, and Lenyen, he knocks him down. Teabag coming in as well. You've earned it, Lenyen. 20 seconds left. They've only got the grab to work with.
Jeez, can we just appreciate that engagement for a second? All it took was they set Lenyen up and he went for it. Man, but
so it's in on their knees. He's going to be doing all the damage that Lenyen will and more while you're running with the first kill onto Lucio, and then he's just going to go swinging. He just needs a couple more connections to build up the shatter, but he might not even need it. He's going to drop it down as a courtesy, and now only one person left standing on the payload, and that was Lucio, and that is now dead as the Gladiators. They'll pick up Route 66 as well.
And we didn't have to see extra rounds of it.
Hooray!
Do you know how happy that makes me? Me and my not wanting to cast any more Route 66. So that is going to be map 3, Route 66 and Pear. Paradise Gladiators have just won this game. They are up 3-0, I believe. I believe they've taken all 3 of these maps, and that means that we're going to a map 4. We have to play the standard map 4. But at this point, it's just a formality because Mental Feeders could not put up the defense that they needed to against the Gladiators, and they couldn't put up the offense either.
But winning the last map will help with that differential. We're going to cut to a break, and we'll be with you once that's done.
Awesome. Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to the final map of this super insane, intense, incredible, I don't know what you want to call it, but all of my adjectives started with I, series. We wanted to let you guys know right before we jump into this final map that you guys might want to actually stick around after the game because we are going to have an exclusive post-game interview with Lenyen of the Paradise Gladiators. You guys are actually going to get a chance to hear from him, learn some stuff about his team and the way he's playing, and should be pretty interesting. I'm excited to talk with him.
You can understand how the legend really plays the game as Lenyen
Again.
still on his signature right hat.
Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't get a chance to see that, but you are correct. Yeater and Jacob have yet to choose who they want to play as.
But this is aggressive from the side of Paradise Gladiators. They're holding right up in the spawn.
Oh, I think they're going to use Hero Gaming to decide or to tell them who they're playing so that they can counter it.
They used the wall from Nemesis to get across. Now they're going to be over here in secret. Lenyen, the sneaky lineup.
No. Oh, they're going to get him. Oh, and they're off.
They're
doing it.
Kill him with the wall, Lenyen with the pin. He just
Yes. Yes. That's what we wanted.
That's 2 kills. This is glorious.
Oh, that's exactly what we wanted.
In behind. Hero Gaming is on the point. They are going to give up a tick for this little game they play, but probably a worthy price just for the entertainment we got from watching that. Wow.
Okay, so I wanted to mention, I got a chance to talk with the Gladiators after one of their games, and they were talking about some of these weird strats that they have, none of which I'm going to talk about on live stream, but they were like, yeah, some of these are some unique strats that we're using, like something like that, similar to that, but that was incredible to watch, so really glad that these guys are getting creative with their plays and coming up with things like that.
Yeah, we saw it doing it at Hollywood last time. They didn't even need a cheap strat or a little surprise to win the neutral fights, as Slater picks up 2. While you're doing damage, but Hero Gaming is answering back.
Oh, Hero Gaming is going for it. He's looking for the pick. He's going deep. Is he going to get somebody? Looks like
He's using
no.
stock at just the right time, but they've had to crawl all the way back to this far side of the point, and now this might be a second tick built up as Jacob is in on the Doomfist, looking to get some work done as this character, and that's going to be.
And they didn't even get a chance to get back on the point.
What's the point? Lenyen even uses the Shatter to no avail. Why are you running is answering back for a couple of kills of his own. Slater as well. This is a messy fight. Then he gets pinned by Lucio. What is happening?
I have no idea. It looked like the mental feeders. Or it looked like the Gladiators were trying to push back into that, try to contest a little bit of time off the point right after the cap, but it didn't work, and they ended up getting pushed back even more, and they allowed the feeders to build up a bunch of ult percentage, including getting the barrage, the nano, and the shatter all online. So, Nano Ryan? Can we see Nano Lucio?
From Slater as well, as Jacob's going to try and do some work. Slater falls, but it's all the kills in China. That's not quite the saying, I'm sure. I think 3 or 4 final blows there. Phenomenal showing on this May.
Looks like we're having a few connection issues, so I'm going to have to get those checked out. Okay, looks like we're back. It looks like we're back, everybody. Don't worry about it.
Wouldn't be a stream about being exceptionally scuffed, as Lenyen's going to probably get the speed boost in here and go in swing. He gets just that. In he goes, but it's Hero Gaming going up and dying. Okay, did not expect that. Why are you running flanking and the Blizzard in from Nemesis? Just, a final knell for the side of mental feeders.
Well, the Gladiators using some of these crazy strats, but, they don't always need the crazy strats. Sometimes all they need is to push in confidently and get the picks that they know.
Oh, well, that's that. If they just keep winning these neutral fights without really too much of an investment, they use the Blizzard and the Deadeye there, but that's not too much, especially with free odds online as we speak. Over to the crew.
Sorry, my chat just went off. It says that's their only strat. That's the only Gladiator strat. Clearly not their only strat.
Antied up and falls to Lucio, who's now got a free slam of his own if he so desires.
Beautiful.
He's got the nail, but he's just going to go with the hammer on Slater. Slater now gets the D-Mech. Why are you running? trying to answer back on the crew, make a difference, or get slapped and killed instantly.
Well, Lenyen, you gave it your best shot, but mental feeders are coming online this time, especially with that great meteor strike from Jacob. I forgot the name of his ult for a second. You can tell I'm a hardcore Overwatch fan when I forget the names of the ults.
Nemesis falls to Jacob early. There's no echo in the fight, and there is a Jacob, but the Jacob gets that, and then the pin and the Deadeye. They want this man dead. Why are you only picking up 2? And for all that, Jacob gets out with his life. Hero Gaming, however, not so fortunately for Yeeta. Wow. 4 kills for Why Are You Running? Clicking heads, taking names.
Keep this man on the McCree. Just give him a hit scan hero. Just throw him out on the hit scan. We've seen him on Widow. We've seen him on McCree, and every time he pops off like there is no tomorrow for him. But, you know, it's the things we like to see. It's the little things like that.
He's a new sailboat, I'm telling you.
I don't know. No, not at all. He gets found out.
He better be. He does manage to escape with a fraction of his life still available to him. So why are you running? An incredibly aggressive flank, and it's paying dividends. He takes out Hero Gaming and now he can go in. Lucio gets slept and felled. You shouldn't have wrangled with the tango. That's not quite the saying, I'm sure. Is clean up from Nemesis. A formality. Just an act of kindness almost, as lots of ults online for the side of the Gladiators.
Yeah, and they finally get a chance to stabilize realistically. They haven't really had a chance to gather themselves the way they might have wanted to, and the feeders can answer back with a few ults of their own, but it looks like the ults that are online, you've got the Nano Boost versus, like, Guardian Angel, so not too much to fight back with.
Hero Gaming picking up where Hero Gaming, why you're running, cannot go in so aggressively with the help of Jacob. They find Lenyen, but there's still kills being traded. Slater is a good damage now. Getting the Nano Boost onto the Diva. 30 seconds left. It really must be last chance. Last gasp.
Oh no! Okay, perfect. Nice. That's what you love to see it.
No, why are you running? Please stop this man doing so much damage.
Okay, well
Jacob,
they stopped him. They stopped him.
He was stopped, but you can't stop Lenyen and why are you running? It's just not practical.
It's not practical. It's not possible. You just give up. Just give up. At this point, you're done.
You're not going to get to play the game anyway. Now they're on the point. Mentally. Defeated. Bomb is in. Goes straight over the edge. Doesn't find anything, but there's kills coming through. The space mate is absolutely critical.
That was.
And Jacob thinks so. He's going to pick up a couple of final blows in this fight. Use the seismic plan just to stay out of the action, as Slater's going to tumble off the edge and now onto the final point of Eichenwald.
I don't think anybody really understands the satisfaction of watching a giant yellow flashing triangle fly across your screen and down into a hole. That was funny. But going into the... But as you're setting up here, mental feeders do have a ton more ults to use. But they answer back.
He finds free. Can they do any follow-up on this, though? Nemesis is in on the Reinhardt. That's Burn, not Nemesis, as he's just going in with the hammer. Hell for leather. Drops the shatter. Doesn't find anything. Doesn't matter. He'll be Echo in a second. He pins Lucio, though. Nearly had a chance to get another one off. And now the actual Ryan has returned to the fray. And LFN has had enough of this day, as he's going to get staggered out again.
Oh, that's disappointing. Especially since you only have 30 seconds left in the... Oh, they're going to stagger him out as much as they can. They're absolutely going to...
Oh.
And I don't think LFN's going to get a chance to rejoin this fight until the very, very end, because you've got 20 seconds, you have to touch the payload, and LFN is still staggered out. That's devastating. The Gladiators demolished them right at the end there.
Hero Gaming is on the Junkrat, a last gasp ploy if I've ever seen one, trying to break down the shields. Lenyen has the Nano Boost, he has the Shatter, he has no reason to fear. Lenyen coming in big at the end, picking up 3 kills there.
Oh my god. Go Lenyen, go Slater, go Highline, everybody who set up those kills and knocked him down afterwards. How many MVPs can we give out, Pear? How many MVPs am I allowed to give out?
Paradise Gladiators coming in big at the end.
Don't call them that. I don't call them that ever. Don't do that.
No but to.
Good. That was That was disappointing.
He is playing out of his mind. His run height, it's so aggressive. It's like bumper. It feels like old school Titans days, but without goats and, viable metas.
Yeah, wait. No, I agreed to that because I was like, yeah, I'm barely listening because I'm trying to put in statistics, but no, it's not goats at all. What are you on about?
It's just like the glory days when you could run goats in competitive. I miss those days. I really do.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure because you were a tank player, so I mean, yeah, you would miss it.
I was playing Open Queue the other night, and the amount of fun we had. We started off, the only team ran goats, we were on Quad Tank Bastion Bap.
Quad Tank Bastion Bap. Did I hear that right?
You did hear that right. And what we're going to be hearing here is the sounds of combat. These teams are going to be meeting in about 5 seconds' time to see who can get control of these points as Nemesis. And the Hanzo teased the Junkrat. Now, why are you running over onto the Widowmaker? You can see the Pharaoh up there, nearly kills him.
Almost.
Goes
Thankfully, they had the Mercy there to pocket her. That could have been devastating.
Pharaoh without Mercy is like sandwich without bread. I don't know, I'm not American, I don't do that.
Sandwich without bread.
But Yeeta does the killing stuff onto Nemesis, and now Lenyen has to press the SQ, and I'm sure he's unbound many times over the course of his career. Pins up close against the wall, and Jacob, though, it's the wrong team. Going to be doing some cleanup work for the side of Mental Feeders.
That was a really good counter engagement from the Feeders. They looked like they were faltering a bit, but in the end, they weren't. So, we're seeing a couple swaps coming over for the Gladiators. They're going on to the McCree, and they're going to be using the Zaryas. So their standard composition that they've enjoyed running thus far, and it looks like it's working.
This man, he's just going to pay
off. Goodbye.
You can never know what to expect with him, as he's going to end himself there. A more interesting approach to the game, I'm sure, but
I'm so glad that you were in his perspective for that. That was perfect.
No one can kill Lenyen apart from Lenyen himself.
Lenyen is the ultimate Lenyen counter. Who would have thought?
Oh, that was incredible. He's still got the chat.
Really
he's just doing 360. He's doing some cute little tricks here. Hero Gaming has the barrage though, can't be counted out of this fight. We're going to start making our way onto the payload now, Mental Feeders. To get some damage in. Hero Gaming doing a lot of this damage boost, but it's Nemesis who falls. Shatter is in from Lenyen, picks up a few members. Doesn't get any work done though, as Hero Gaming taking to the skies and taking out the opponents. Both tanks fall to the rockets, or his rocket launch. Is that what it's called? The rocket launch?
I think it's a rocket launcher. But in any case, Lenyen wasted that ult. The fight was kind of lost. Nemesis was down. What is he doing? Oh, that's what he's doing. Okay.
Why are you running in spawn? Oh, that is brutal. You typically might see the Widow going for a trap up there, but never in a million years do you think of the Pharaoh spamming down a spawn door.
No.
Makes it work for us. Another fight over to Mental Feeders.
Yeah, that was perfect. He's doing it again. But this time they might be ready for it. This time they're going to be ready for it. The Echo's taken to the skies. He's coming for him.
He gets bubbled out of spawn just to stay healthy, and they have to stay back and shield his team. Why are you running with the Deadeye? Nemesis with the Duplicate. Both fight-winning ultimates, but so is the grab from LFN. Now Lutzio can try and follow up onto this, but it is Hero Gaming going big yet again. 2 kills with the barrage. Can he find another on Highland here? LFN steals the credit, but still a good ult exchange there, using the grab, using the barrage. I think Deadeye was also pop, which isn't optimal, but they're still fighting the same ults.
I mean, I'm not too disappointed, though, because they've still got... Oh, come on, guys! They've done the same thing like 10 times, and you guys fall for it every single time.
Hero Gaming, stop it, please.
That's devastating. That's got to be devastating to have at least one member picked straight out of the gate every single time. And just think, this is the first choke point. They've still got another 2 choke points to get through before they can make it to the second point.
Oh, that's a big shatter.
Oh, man.
Picks up three in the back line as Nemesis now decides it's his turn to take over Reinhardt duties. Goes and swing. Lucio, though, answers in with the pin. Nemesis falling incredibly low, has the shatter, doesn't get any luck out of it, and now Lucio goes in so aggressive, but it's why are you running, making a difference, picking up two. Trav is in from Zeta. They want to fight this close while they have the good spawns, but Lucio and Jacob, they're going to start, making some heads roll. And some eyes roll probably with this casting is now another shatter from Lucio straight into the shield. Did he really need to use that ultimate Spherno?
No, he definitely didn't. They had won the fight. So, I mean, I guess you use it to ensure that you're getting a couple picks, but honestly, at this point, like they're in a position where they can just start burning ults when they have them and be fine. Because you've got 2 minutes left and they still haven't even made it halfway through this point.
Oh, what is this fight? It's still going on. There's a grab used by LFN as well as a barrage and a nano and a Valk and a Deadeye and a shatter in the last minute.
Keep going. How many ults can we name in 10 seconds? Go, Pear.
And they call me Eminem for a reason. Why are you running? They're going to be claiming another victim. It's going to be Hero Gaming again.
Oh, man.
Let Sailboat join this team as now he's picked up 2, killing the Pharmacy and the Pharaoh twice, really, so 3. As Lucio gets pinned by Lenyen up against the barricade there, as now it's going to be LFN trying to take the peaceful way out, but Slater's going to deny him that right.
Okay, so they're finally in a position where they're pushing confidently. I'm going to say confidently, but I don't actually think I mean confidently, but you've still got an opportunity to contest this cart before they make it to the second point. And with only a minute left, like, a minute is a big time, or a big deal to push it.
Off the head. Why are you running? He's going to fall low there himself, but it's Lucio making the difference in the Rhine battle. Just goes and swinging on this point, doesn't need to be too afraid. Nemesis is flying above him, though. He should probably be careful of that one, especially if finds Hero Gaming, but Rez comes through and Jacob, he's going to start making more heads fall off of their respective necks.
And
this is a cool stagger onto Zeta. It's not an intended stagger, but he's just that slow at dying. It's going to slow down his team's attempts to fight again.
Yeah, and with only 30 seconds left, slowing down any attempt to attack is a big deal. Like, you can't sugarcoat it. At this point, I don't think the Gladiators could get it to that second point. Maybe if they have a really good engagement, if Why Are You Running is able to click a few heads.
All 6.
Oh, and there goes one.
Why Are You Running does.
There's 2.
Predicted. Ollie and Lenyen also padding out the kill feed. Highline getting involved as well. Anyone who wants in can have a piece of the opposing team. As Lenyen takes Hero Gaming off the edge with the hammer, and now this will be them capping point B, as there's no way there can be a feasible contest from mental feeders.
No, but think about they don't have too far to push it in this final point. Well, never mind. Now that I'm looking at the scoreline, they have to push it basically to the end. I didn't realize mental feeders got it so far.
Lenyen keeps on going in like that, and it's just the counter charge in from Lucio. Simple as you like, a Rhine basic, really helping out mental feeders here. Now Hero Gaming goes to the shield break with the Junkrat pick.
Okay, well, now you're just being unfair. Hero Gaming on the Junkrat just lobbing the grenades. How are they supposed to fight back against that? How are you realistically, I mean, yeah, dodge the grenades. I can hear it in the chat like right now. Dodge the grenades, but when you're spamming them into a choke point like that, they really have no choice but to come up and over those hills or through that doorway. So they're kind of trapped.
Nemesis now on the Zarya. Beast is in. Lots of ults being committed, but can Nemesis build up a grab with this? Not with the Deadeye nearly taking out his entire existence, and Hero Gaming finishes what Jacob could not quite. Now the tire is in. It's going to be a big one. The Rip Tire picks up both supports.
Man, and those are the 2 picks, and it looks like the Gladiators are going to get held on point C. They cannot make it to that final checkpoint unless somebody can tag in, but even then you're just kind of staggering yourself and assuming that the rest of your team can get back. But they've set up such a strong defense that there's really no way to break through it in these final seconds. It's looking like this game is just about over.
Highline Fool's trying to get in. Lucio finished him off. They do get a contest in, though. We are in overtime, but Hero Gaming playing so far back, and Lucio gets the nano boost. He's just going to start swinging for the hills. I've probably used that phrase too many times tonight as he goes in onto Slater's mech. Going to try and finish him off. There's Jacob Gamer doing all the damage that his team requires. Slater, thanks for playing, friend, but that's the end of your life. Lenyen with a big slam at the end there, but he can't actually find anything off it. Highline now versus the world. I've seen him win them. Maybe not. Hero Gaming finishes him off, and that's going to be the Mental Feeders picking up at least the map to help their differential.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so sure, they won the final map. I wish that had come a little bit sooner because then they would have been in contention to actually win the game. Maybe if they had pulled something like that out on the Gladiators, like back on Anubis or something. But it's okay because they still showed that it takes them a little while to get up and running. It takes them a few minutes or a few maps to get going, and unfortunately, that makes all the difference, especially in a series as short as this one. But what are you gonna do? Nice, good game between the two of them, though. I was pretty happy with that.
It was indeed, and now I believe we can have an interview with a certain member of the Gladiators.
So we will go into a short break so that we can get that set up, and when we come back, we will have an exclusive post-game interview with Lenyen, the main tank for the Los Angeles Gladiators. Stick around. Welcome back, Overwatch fans. It is me, Spherno, and looks like I'm going to be throwing it over to Pear for a post-game interview that we promised you guys with Lenyen. So, Pear, take it away.
So, as you probably can guess, I am joined by the fabulous Lenyen, Reinhardt 4. I say Reinhardt, he should be main tank, but he only played Ryan for the Paradise Gladiators. So, how are you feeling after winning 3-1 against the Feeders, I guess?
I'm ecstatic, to be honest. I had a really fun time, as you could probably see by my feeding.
Yeah, you definitely look like you had some very aggressive fun there, it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Your idea of fun involves the other team dying quite a bit, I wager. So, let's go back to Oasis. You obviously lost the first round of that. What was it like? Because you got rolled pretty hard on that point.
It was quite demoralizing, to be honest. Like, we knew there'd be a Farah team because we've seen VODs of this before, so we knew they'd play Farah. So, and we've always struggled against Far Mercy teams. It's like our biggest weakness. So we thought Dive would be good against them. So we tried practicing Dive, but as you could see on the first map, Dive did not work well for us.
No, and it's good that you've just told everyone who's watching that you're bad against Pharmacy. So,
Don't worry. We've learned how to play against it now from this match.
yeah. So you got reverse swoop on Oasis, we can call it, and then Temple wasn't looking good for your defense on Temple for certain parts there. Any comment on that?
Yeah, defense is always a bit tricky with us. We fought the Orisa Hawk. I think we ran on first point. would do well on that point, but I don't know, it just didn't work well. They just pressed W into us.
Yeah.
And in general, we always lose in Nubis defense. It's not our best map.
No, and then Route 66, that was a lightning fast attack round. Any secrets you want to share about how to just roll over Route 66 like that, or?
It's the second time we've played Route 66, so we are as clueless as everyone else. We just tried what works, and it seemed to work. So
press W and pray.
Yeah, basically we knew they'd have a lot of spam, so we wanted to hide under the wherever that is, the gas station thing. So I also didn't have much of a shield for that attack, so I tried to hide under it in first point, and it seemed to work quite well. Yeah. And I'm quite fortunate to have good DPS that I can rely on getting picks while I wait.
Yay. They definitely showed up well tonight. And then, moving on to Eichenwald, I'm pretty sure you can guess the question I'm going to ask. Where did that strategy come from?
That's our own made and proven strategy. We developed it last week, and we knew for a fact that no one's gonna expect it because no one has ever done it, and it's the most stupid thing ever. Because the risk is someone actually hearing us do it. So we just winged it. We hoped it would work. If it didn't work, then we lost point.
Yeah, of course, by using it now, you can't feasibly run it next week, which will be a shame, really.
Hey, we got more strats than that.
Oh no, I'm excited to see them. And then, no, I think the more important question is, you've got quite the fan club going in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Comment on that you've never seen a team with Lenyen lose a game. They've called you perfect, incredible, good aim, intelligent, handsome. I mean, are you real?
I'm not sure myself, but the amount of spam, to be honest. I'm scrolling up and it's only that.
Yeah, there's some people criticising you, calling you sloppy, washed up, but I think you've proved them wrong with that performance there.
Yeah, I'm learning to be more aggressive, so I'm...
Please don't, you're aggressive enough as it is.
Yeah, I mean, I previously had the problem of being too passive and we'd lose a lot because of it. But I'm learning to trust my teammates a lot more, and since I trust them, they now trust me a lot more too. Yeah, so it's working out.
Yeah, you seem to be playing Dive Reinhardt up in the enemy's backline as you should.
Yeah, I've practiced my Dive Reinhardt a lot recently, so it works because no one expects it.
I've always said that Reinhardt is fundamentally a dive hero, and no one believed me.
Exactly. It's so stupid. Why wouldn't he be dive? Diving from those high grounds and charging people. It's perfect. You get a one shot too.
Yeah, and that will never be punished ever. But
exactly.
That will be that for this interview. Thank you for joining us, Lenyen.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll talk to you in a bit.
Okie dokie.
All right, and that was Lenyen from the Paradise Gladiators. We hope you guys enjoyed hearing him talk. We hope he didn't give away too much. That's not gonna look good for them in the long run. But nevertheless, we had a lot of fun interviewing him. Pear, any takeaways from that?
Don't sleep on any teams in this group. They look like they could all beat each other here. So could be a good one to watch.
It's just the Asian region, but it's in Germany.
Yeah, pretty much the same places. I'm joking. They're very different.
They really are. They're on the opposite side of the world for one. But in any case, my name is Spherno, and that has been Pear. And if you guys maybe missed this VOD, or you guys want to rewatch it just for funsies, I shouldn't have said that, but we're going to be posting it on our YouTube channel at the Fruit Bowl Cast. So go check it out there. We really appreciate that. And that's going to be Paradise Gladiators versus Mental Feeders. We'll see you guys all tomorrow for another match. Goodbye. Nothing? No goodbye, Pear? Okay.
Oh, goodbye. I thought that was going to be it.
I was waiting for you.
Oh, goodbye. Thank you for joining our descent into madness.
See you guys later.